Hello and welcome to Cinemastrophe. I'm Don Perignon, saving you from getting ripped off. Let's talk about Dragon Ball.
The Dragon Ball series is one of the most iconic animes in today's pop culture. Having been around for over 3 decades, it has cemented itself up there with other iconic fictional characters like Spider-Man, Superman, and Godzilla. Although the show has gone through 3 series arcs, Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super, yeah, we don't count anything non-canon here. It still focuses on its original main characters and their wacky adventures. Yes, you heard me correctly, I said characters.
What? Well, I'll be damned.
One of the reasons for its success is one of the main characters, named Goku's uncanny ability to turn his enemies from villains into trusted friends and allies. Yamcha, Tien, Chaozu, Piccolo, Vegeta, and Beerus all started out as villains. Well, not really Beerus, since destroying planets and races is his actual job, and not done out of greed, but still, he was one of Goku's enemies.
Which brings us to Frieza.
Introduced in the Dragon Ball Z series, Frieza is not only the most notoriously known villain, but in mine and many other people's opinion, including creator Akira Toriyama apparently, since he keeps bringing him back, is the best villain in the series.
Whoa! Just hear me out first. Put that down.
Although there have been stronger villains throughout the series, which let's face it doesn't mean shit in the Dragon Ball universe, none have had a more diverse personality than Frieza. He can be arrogant, egotistical, self-entitled, quick to anger with the impulse control of a 5-year-old.
This shouldn't be happening! I am Lord Frieza!
Yet he's also patient, calculating, humorous, and proper. This is a combination of character traits that shouldn't even work, but yet for some reason with Frieza it does.
ソルベと申します。以前は第三聖域で参謀しておりました。
ああ、少しだけ見覚えがありますね。
And even though his motivation is very simple to become the ruler of the universe, the sheer magnitude of his personality makes it seem like a grandiose ambition. When you look at Thanos' quest for the Infinity Gems, and we're talking movies here, not comics, seriously, he did all that for a woman?
Don't you remember what your mama told you about girls? Little girls are the devil!
His motivations were more complex. Thanos wanted to make the universe into what his perception of balance was, making you question if in fact he was actually right. What? You raised Spider-Man? Yeah, no, he was definitely wrong. Whereas Frieza wants to rule the universe simply because he thinks he should.
Of course!
Now Frieza has shown growth throughout the series thanks to his encounters with Goku. By Dragon Ball Super, Frieza has learned a sense of honor. He even finds himself in a situation where he and Goku are in reverse roles at the end of their fight on Namek. Rather than ending his life there, he gives him some of his energy, calling it a debt paid, something the old Frieza would have never done. It shows that even though Frieza hates Goku for being the first to ever beat him, he's also grown a newfound respect for him as an adversary.
Which brings up the question, can Goku redeem Frieza? Well, in my opinion, and I'm usually always right, the answer is no.
I say this for 2 reasons. One, from a character standpoint, unlike the other villains, save Yamcha and Beerus, and we'll get to them in a second, Frieza chose to be this way while the others were forced towards their wickedness by outside forces. Tien and Chaozu were forced down their path by their master in some weird revenge scheme against Master Roshi. Vegeta's whole race was enslaved by King Ko, Frieza's father, which was passed down to Frieza. And before people start flooding the comments how Saiyans are always cruel and evil, it's kind of hard to change from that when your entire race is under the threat of death for disobedience.
Remember, we're going by canon here, so Saiyan life on planet Vegeta is much different now than what we've been told in non-canon stories. Just don't put my inbox.
And Piccolo was actually born to hate and kill Goku.
Good luck, my son. Get revenge on by the might.
As for Yamcha's and Beerus' choice to take a darker path in life, their reasons were different. Yamcha was never given a real reason for being a bandit other than he had trouble talking to girls.
Story writing was a lot simpler in 1986.
And Beerus, since gods of destruction are made, not born, it's safe to say that him becoming a god of destruction was a means justify the ends thing, even if we don't know what the ends were.
Wouldn't it be funny if his ends was to eat all the food in the universe for free? I mean, who would say no to a god of destruction?
ビルス様どうぞお召し上がりくださいませどれもこの星の一流シェフが腕によりをかけてお作りしたトレビアンな一品にございます
However, Frieza chose to be cruel and tyrannical and merciless simply because he enjoys it.
And before I get flooded with comments about how King Kel taught his son to be cruel, he also showed his son kindness. So much so that Frieza's actually spoiled.
Everything Frieza has obtained was given to him, never having to work for it, not even his overwhelming power.
I've never trained a day in my life. There was never a need. Imagine what could happen if I unlock my latent potential.
Hell, King Cole even searched the remains of planet Namek to find his son and restore him to full health, a generosity Frieza definitely didn't return.
パパは
それが今回はフリーザ様だけでお父上は次回にさせていただこうかと
パパは復活させなくていいですよあれこれ偉そうですからね
When you're able to experience both kindness and cruelty in any form, it is then your choice which to embrace. Frieza chose cruelty because it gave him pleasures and continues to do so, which is in contrast to Vegeta, who found pleasure in a fate that was already chosen for him.
The second reason I feel Goku can't redeem Frieza is I don't think Toriyama really wants Frieza to be redeemed.
You can tell this by the way Toriyama writes for the character. The lines, schemes, and over-the-top antics takes a real honest-to-goodness enjoyment and dedication to the character to come up with, especially when you consider Frieza is still growing as a character. It is extremely difficult to continue to add to a character's personality while keeping their original persona intact unless you have a lot of love for that character, which Toriyama definitely displays in his work. The best example of this is the Canon Broly movie. Everything you need to know about who Frieza is and how much he's grown as a character is in this movie. Even if this is your first introduction into the DBZ universe, the one person whose motives you can definitely understand is Frieza's.
Broly, look! It's such a tragedy! It's your father! He was killed by a stray energy blast!
Plus, now that Vegeta has switched sides, Frieza makes for a perfect counterpart to Goku.
So there you have it. You can all sleep soundly knowing that the answer to that debate has been solved. Now if we can only solve the debate of which is better, jam or jelly?
Jelly!
I'm Don Perignon, saving you from getting ripped off. Oh yeah, and I'm back. Kinda.
It's coming! Here's one! Back to the face!
What are you doing? I am the mighty Lord Frieza!